Are we on? Yes, we're on. Excellent. Well, hello and welcome everybody to RSPCA ACT's 2015 to 2075, a vision for animal welfare in the ACT Forum. Tonight we'll be hearing from some of the leaders of animal welfare in Canberra with a diverse range of topics. Now, the opinions expressed by the presenters are their own views, okay? And the vision their organisation perceives for the future. As a result, you will get more diversity and honest conversations, which is what we want, from groups with different and at times conflicting ideas. Now, before we get into it, I'd like to introduce myself. My name is Gregor. I work at the News in Canberra, and I'm a bit of a fresh face around town, so we haven't met a lot of you, but hello, and I'm excited to meet you all at intermission and after the event. And I'm very excited to be working with the RSPCA for this, and I'm very honoured to be here, so thank you very much for inviting me. Now, a bit of housekeeping, toilets, just through the exit near the elevator, I believe Jackie told me. Is that correct? Excellent. Just through there, but you can go out if you please, anytime, that's fine. So we will be having an intermission at about 7:25 where you will have the opportunity to share your ideas on some important questions as well on our flip charts. Now, this will also be available at the end of the forum, so if you miss out at intermission, don't worry, that's fine. We'd love to have your input, and we'll share your responses and ideas online in the coming days. So the forum will be recorded, as you can see here, Jane is recorded, and will be available for viewing on YouTube, RSPCA in ACT. So let's get into it. Alrighty, so our first speaker of the night is RSPCA ACT Director of Animal Welfare, Jane Gregor. Jane has been working in the animal industry for nearly 30 years and started her career as a veterinary nurse in Queensland. Now, 11 years ago, Jane moved to Canberra to begin working for the RSPCA ACT. Jane started as a senior veterinary nurse and worked her way up through the ranks. She has extensive experience speaking about animal welfare issues at various conferences across the country. So everyone, please give a warm welcome to Jane Gregor.
Good evening, everybody. I'm sort of one of these people that go a bit off the cuff when I sort of do speaking, so this afternoon I just had dot points and then thought better expand on this a little bit. We're sort of looking at where we're going to be in 60 years. What I sort of want to start off with is I need to look back on what has happened in the 11 years that I've been working for RSPCA. When I first started, we used to euthanize kittens that came into the shelter that weighed 600 grams or less. That's scary. That's a lot of kittens we used to euthanize. These days, we will have, even this week, we've actually had 3 kittens come in 1 day old that we've sent off to foster carers. So it has changed a lot in 11 years. We used to have a situation, if we had 1 cat in that cattery that had cat flu, we would euthanize every single cat in that cattery. Didn't make any difference with cat flu, we still had problems with cat flu. So, you know, we've got to look at things and we've got to change throughout the years, and that is certainly something we've done in the last 11 years. Fireworks weekend, fantastic that they finally got banned. We used to have a situation where we'd be coming up to the June long weekend, we'd have no kennels available. We were told, go and select 10 dogs to kill because we're going to need their kennels. Obviously we don't do that anymore, but sort of when I took over as assistant shelter manager, we'd come up to the June long weekend and we'd sort of go, okay, 2 weeks before the June long weekend, we're not going to accept other dogs, so we have empty kennels. So it's making sure that we've got, you know, new ideas and we can open up for changes. That's one of the biggest things that we've got to look forward to in the future. Another one I sort of spoke about, cat flu. We used to also have situations where if we had a puppy that got Parvovirus, we would euthanize every single dog that was in that whole entire row. So that's 10 dogs. May not have ever gotten sick, may not have even had contact with that dog. And that was another procedure that we sort of changed. We would only euthanize dogs which showed severe signs of that disease. Where would we want to be in the future? It'd be fantastic if we didn't need RSPCA, if we didn't need other welfare groups. But unfortunately, that is something that I do not foresee, you know, certainly in the near future or, you know, any foreseeable future. Look at what's going on in the world. We've got wars. Look at what's happened with domestic violence in the last couple of weeks. And one of the things you may not realise in a lot of the domestic violence situations, that if a person is in that situation, we're looking at the victim, we're looking at the children. But what we see at the RSPCA is people will not leave those situations unless there is a place for their animal. That is where we come into play. But that is something that's not looked at when putting in legislation. We're looking at the victims, we're looking at the children. But most people will not leave that house unless they know that their pets are going to be cared for. We've seen a lot of increase in the last 12 months of animal collecting or hoarding cases. Unfortunately, this is a bit of a mental health issue, so people get this mentality that they think they are rescuing these animals from other shelters and pounds, and they just keep collecting and collecting because they think they can provide a better home than anyone else can for these animals. And then suddenly they've got 10, then 20, then 30 animals in those households. That's when welfare becomes a bit of an issue, and that's when RSPCA have to step in. We've had quite a few situations where we've had close to 100 animals come in the last 12 months, and that is difficult for us to sort of, we've got to get the vets checking them, we've got obviously the inspectors, we've got to process these animals, a lot of paperwork involved. So we've got to look at how do we stop this for the future? Because at the moment it's getting more and more serious, these sorts of situations. So how do we stop it? Education is one of the big things we need to look at. We need to sort of help these people, and how do we start from that now? We need to look at helping the children, because the children are the future pet owners. So we need to start there. But with that, is it all RSPCA's responsibility, or is it also other areas need to assist in those situations? Basically, we've got to look at every single group that's out there. We need assistance from government to get education out into the system. It's not just about animal welfare, it's also about human welfare and teaching them respect. So starting with today's children is going to help us for the future. It'd be nice to eliminate unwanted animals. It'd be nice to be able to reduce the number of litters that we see every year. It's been compulsory to de-sex animals in the ACT for over 10 years now, but we still see litter after litter of kittens every year. We still see litters of puppies coming in every year, not to the same sort of numbers we see with kittens, so the message doesn't get out there to the people. A lot of you may realise that this month we've actually had a new program called Frisky Tom, where we've been de-sexing a lot of cats for free, just to try and reduce the numbers, and we'll be setting this program up over the next few years. We need help in these situations as well. It's sort of something that RSPCA can't fund for themselves. We do need assistance. But it's been a good program. We've certainly de-sexed over 200 cats in the last month. A lot of those cats have also been pregnant, so we sort of look at the number of kittens that's actually going to hopefully reduce for us this kitten season. So what we need to look at basically with education, we need to sort of teach people about the 5 freedoms. So we've got freedom from hunger and thirst. This is going to help us with sort of, especially in a lot of situations with neglect. We've got freedom from discomfort. That means providing shelter and resting areas for animals. Freedom from pain, injury and distress. Freedom to express normal behaviours, and freedoms from fear and distress. These are things that we need to teach people. It was originally put in place for livestock, but it covers all species of animals. It covers domestic animals as well. It also covers wildlife. So we need to sort of ensure that all animals are treated with respect. So again, it goes back to the education. Saw a lot of heads nodding when I sort of first brought that up, saying that we really need to get out there and do that training. So I think obviously we've got a lot of people that do agree with that one. There have been some programs in schools, but I think we certainly need to go further, because we do need to reduce the amount of animal cruelty. We do need to reduce the numbers of unwanted animals. We do need to reduce what we see in the shelters every year. Last year we over 2,000 cats and kittens coming through our doors. We don't want to see that every year. It's not something that RSPCA is for. It's, basically what we are for is for, for protection of cruelty to animals. and sort of taking in all these strays, unwanted litters. Is that preventing cruelty? I suppose in some ways it is, because we're getting them de-sexed, we're preventing sort of more numbers going out there. But we do need to look at what's going on out there in the world of animals. Obviously my talk's going to be very short. I've gone along all what I sort of certainly expect what we would like to do. As I said, we would love RSPCA not to have to exist in 60 years, but there's a lot of things we need to do to actually get there. And hopefully with everyone's help, we can sort of do that. Thank you.